Hi, I'm Mike Gubby from iSleek Blinds. In this video, I'm going to show you how to repair a broken chain. And in fact, we're going to replace the chain. You can see my chain is broken on this particular blind here. So I'm going to talk about the RB08 series components, the RB09, and I'm also going to do a chain drive that we use for our double roller blind. So there's going to be 3 chain drives that I'm going to demonstrate in this video. So the first one is the RB09 series, and that's what we've been using here at iSleek Blinds for about 4 or 5 years now. You can see my chain is broken, so the first thing I need to do is remove the chain drive from inside the tube. So how I do that is just grab the entire chain drive mechanism and simply just pull it out from inside of the tube. So that's the first thing we need to do. Let's put this down now. And I'll just take my gloves off so you'll be able to see a little bit clearer. So the RB09 chain drive, if you can identify it because it's got this little tab just at the top there. Can you zoom in a bit, Sally, so you can see that tab just there? This is how we know we're working with an RB09 chain drive. It's got this nice sort of polished end. So the first thing we're going to do is just remove the old chain. You can see I'm holding the chain drive just at either end, and we can simply just pull that chain drive through. So there's our broken chain, which we get rid of. We don't want that anymore. And now we've got our nice new continuous loop chain. So what we have to do is just hold on to the chain drive through the middle section where it goes into the tube. That little tab there, we need to just flick that tab up with our finger and then just push through with my middle finger here. And you can see what I've been able to do is actually just open that chain drive. Can you see now there's a gap just at the top there? Now my new chain will just pop straight inside that position there, and then I can just snap it closed again. So now I've got a fully functioning chain drive with a brand new chain. So I'm just going to reinstall that back in that tube, and then I'm going to demonstrate the other 2 types of chain drives that you may come across that can assist you, but the process of pulling it in and out of the tube is the same. So again, that's the blind that we took off. You can see the tube there has got these 4 little ribs just on the sides there. And again, the chain drive has also got those matching 4 ribs at either side just there. So what I'm going to do is just line that up, and the purpose of the ribs is to stop the chain drive from rocking. So if I put that in the right spot, now my chain drive can't sort of rock from back to forth, which is a nice secure fit, and I simply just push that back inside the tube. So now I'm ready just to reinstall that blind and get that all up and going again. So there are different tubes, but the concept of putting the chain drive in is all the same. You're just looking for that right position so the chain drive can't rock inside the tube. Now the next one I'd like to demonstrate is the chain drive that we use for the double roller blinds here at iSleek Blinds, and this is the same chain drive we use if it's a top back or a top front double bracket. And you can see that you can identify that because it's got this little chain guide at the bottom of the chain there, and again you can see my chain is broken. So once again, I'm just going to hold the chain drive from either side and grab the old broken chain and just pull it out from inside of the tube. Now I'll just take my gloves off, which will make it a little bit clearer for you to see. Here is my new continuous loop chain, and here is my chain drive. So the first thing I have to do is just form a little loop, and I just push the chain up inside the chain drive and come over the top of the shaft, just like that. Okay. Now, what I need to do is just pinch the chain and just sort of force it into the chain drive. And as I do, I can just pull it around the chain gear. So you can see everything is seated now back in its right place. And again, if I hold it now on either side, then I've got my chain fitted inside my chain drive, and everything's nice and neat with that one there. Now, if we go back in time, sort of 4 or 5 years ago, we were using a type of chain drive called an RB08 series from Achmeda, and you can identify that one because it doesn't have that little lip on the end. Instead, the way we get this chain drive to open up is there's a screw that sits inside the end of the chain drive just there. Okay, so once again, the first thing I'm going to do, hold it at either side. I'm just going to pull out my old chain. So I've pulled out my old broken chain like that. Just using a simple Phillips head screwdriver, I'm going to put the chain over my wrist, and I'm going to put that screwdriver down inside there, and I can feel for the screw. Once I've got the screw, I can just undo that. But can you notice the way I'm actually holding onto this chain drive? What I don't want it to do is separate and come apart, because it will come apart in about 3 or 4 pieces that you don't want. So you can see I've got control of the chain drive, and with my thumb I've got it inside the chain gear, and I'm just sort of pushing the little cover away as I go along. And now I'm getting that sort of chain gear to open up, but I don't want to lose everything, and I don't want to lose my screw. But you can see I've now been able to open up the chain drive so I can see the chain gear. So I get my chain, I put it back in position over the chain gear. I'm closing everything back up into position now. Again, I'm not sort of tilting it down because I don't want to lose my screw. I'm holding it in the up position. I've got control of everything. Put my screwdriver back in, feel that screw, and then just tighten that screw back up. You don't need to over tighten it because it is only going into plastic, little plastic cap there at the end, but you can see I've replaced that chain drive and my chain is now complete. Chain drive's repaired. So I hope you found that helpful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next set of videos. Thanks.